Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Shariefa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Russian armed forces maintained offensive pressure across all operational axes on March 4, 2026, with all groups reporting tactical improvements or continued advances. The past 24 hours have been characterized by sustained positional gains, continued attrition of Ukrainian armored vehicles and artillery, and deep strikes against training and launch sites for long-range attack UAVs in 149 areas. Notable Ukrainian losses include 2 tanks, 2 155mm artillery systems, a US-made M777 howitzer, and a Ukrainian-designed Bogdana, multiple electronic warfare stations, and significant ammunition and materiel depots across all sectors. The center and east groups again account for the highest reported Ukrainian casualties.
Colonel, let's start in the north. The North Force Group reports an improved situation along the front line and engaged 1 mechanized brigade and 3 territorial defense brigades in Sumy. In Kharkiv, they engaged 2 mechanized brigades, 1 motorized infantry brigade, 1 artillery brigade, 1 National Guard brigade, 1 territorial defense brigade, and notably, the Kraken Regiment. Ukrainian losses include over 215 personnel, 1 tank, 14 vehicles, 2 artillery pieces, 2 electronic warfare stations, 3 ammunition depots, and 6 materiel depots. What is the Kraken Regiment, and what does its presence on the front line tell us?
The Kraken Regiment is an important piece of this puzzle. Kraken is a Ukrainian Special Operations Unit, originally formed in 2022 as part of the Main Intelligence Directorate. They are elite troops, trained for deep reconnaissance, partisan warfare, and special operations behind enemy lines. Their name, Kraken, is meant to evoke a mythical sea monster that rises from the depths to strike unexpectedly. The fact that Kraken is now being engaged in conventional defensive combat in the north tells us several critical things. First, Ukraine's regular army units have been attrited to the point where they can no longer hold the line without reinforcement from elite special operations forces. This is a sign of extreme manpower stress. Second, elite units like Kraken are being used in roles they were never designed for. Special operations forces are not optimized for static defensive combat. They lack the heavy weapons, the armored vehicles, and the training for sustained positional warfare.
So the appearance of Kraken is a sign of desperation?
It is a sign that Ukraine's conventional forces have been severely attrited. When you have to commit your special operations forces to hold a defensive line, you have no more cards to play. This is the same dynamic we saw with the engagement of the General Staff Security Brigade and the Azov Special Forces in previous days. Using them this way is inefficient and leads to higher casualties among Ukraine's most highly trained personnel. This commitment represents a strategic gamble. If Kraken is attrited in the trenches of Kharkiv, they will not be available for the deep reconnaissance and special operations missions they were created to perform. Ukraine is trading long-term capability for short-term necessity. The destruction of 1 tank, 2 artillery pieces, 2 EW stations, and 9 depots in this sector compounds the problem. Even elite units cannot fight without supplies and electronic protection.
In the West Group reports an improved tactical situation and engaged 5 mechanized brigades and 1 National Guard brigade. Ukrainian losses include 180 personnel, 1 APC, 3 AFVs, 16 vehicles, 2 artillery pieces, 1 EW station, and 3 ammunition depots. 5 mechanized brigades in one sector is a significant commitment of forces. What does this tell us?
5 mechanized brigades is a substantial force. These are the heavy units of the Ukrainian army, equipped with tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, and artillery. Their presence in the western sector indicates that this remains an important axis for Ukrainian defensive planning. The fact that they're losing 180 personnel, 3 AFVs, and 2 artillery pieces in a single day suggests that Russian forces are inflicting meaningful attrition. The 3 ammunition depots destroyed mean that these brigades will soon face supply shortages. The western sector continues to play a fixing role in the overall Russian campaign, holding significant Ukrainian forces in place and slowly bleeding them.
In the South Group reports improved forward edge positions and engaged 4 mechanized brigades and 1 mountain assault brigade. Ukrainian losses include over 135 personnel, 2 APCs, 12 vehicles, 1 EW station, and 9 ammunition, petroleum, oil and lubricants, and material depots. 9 depots in one sector is significant. What does this tell us?
9 depots in the southern sector in a single day represents a major logistics blow. These are not just ammunition depots. The briefing specifically mentions POL depots, which means petroleum, oil, and lubricants. Fuel is the lifeblood of mechanized warfare. Without it, tanks don't move, vehicles don't supply, and generators don't power command posts. The combination of ammunition, fuel, and materiel depots means that Ukrainian forces in this sector will face shortages across the board. They will run out of shells, then out of fuel, then out of food and spare parts. This is how an army is systematically degraded. The one EW station destroyed here continues the sensor warfare theme. Without electronic warfare protection, Ukrainian units are more visible and more vulnerable.
The center group reports the highest Ukrainian personnel losses of the day, up to 290. They engaged 4 mechanized brigades, 1 airmobile brigade, 1 infantry brigade, 1 Jaeger brigade, 2 assault regiments, 2 Marine brigades, and 3 National Guard brigades. Ukrainian losses include 2 tanks, 5 armored fighting vehicles, 4 artillery pieces, including a US-made M777 howitzer, 11 vehicles, and 1 electronic warfare station. 2 tanks in one sector is significant. What does this tell us about the intensity of fighting here?
2 tanks destroyed in the center sector in a single day is a meaningful loss. Tanks are not easy to kill. They are heavily armored, mobile, and protected by supporting infantry. Destroying 2 requires precision fires and effective combined arms. The M777 howitzer destroyed here is also significant. This is a US-made 155mm system, prized for its range and accuracy. Losing one removes a precise fire support asset from the Ukrainian order of battle. The diversity of Ukrainian units engaged here, mechanized, airmobile, infantry, Jaeger, assault, Marine, National Guard, continues the pattern of a defensive patchwork. Each unit type has different training, different equipment, and different radios. Coordinating them is a nightmare for Ukrainian commanders. The 290 personnel lost here confirms that the center remains a main effort. Russian forces are inflicting heavy casualties while continuing to report more advantageous lines and positions.
And the range of settlements mentioned spans both Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk oblasts.
Yes, the center group continues to operate across a broad front, preventing Ukraine from concentrating forces.
The East Group reports continuing to advance into the depth of enemy defense and engaging 2 mechanized brigades, 1 air assault brigade, 2 assault brigades, and 4 assault regiments. Ukrainian losses include 285 AUC personnel, 2 APCs, 2 AFVs, 14 vehicles, 1 155mm Bogdana self-propelled artillery system, and 1 electronic warfare station. Another Bogdana destroyed. What does this tell us?
The East Group's continued advance into the depth of enemy defenses tells us that their penetration is being successfully exploited. They are operating in the Ukrainian rear area, engaging reserves and disrupting command nodes. The destruction of another Bogdana, the Ukrainian-designed 155mm self-propelled howitzer, is significant. These systems represent Ukraine's investment in artillery self-sufficiency. Losing them forces greater reliance on foreign-supplied systems. The 4 assault regiments engaged here are elite infantry units. Their commitment indicates that Ukraine is throwing its best remaining forces into this sector to try to stem the Russian advance. The 285 personnel lost suggests they are not succeeding. The range of settlements mentioned spans both Zaporizhia and Dnipropetrovsk oblasts, indicating that the battle space continues to expand.
The Dnepr Group reports an improved tactical situation and engaged 1 mechanized brigade and 1 mountain assault brigade. Ukrainian losses include 45 personnel, 1 AFV, 19 vehicles, 3 electronic warfare stations, 3 ammunition depots, and 2 material depots. 19 vehicles in a relatively quiet sector is notable. What does this tell us?
19 vehicles in the Dnipro sector in a single day is a significant loss of mobility and logistics capacity. This suggests that Russian forces have identified Ukrainian supply routes and are systematically targeting transport assets. The 3 EW stations destroyed here continue the sensor degradation theme. The 3 ammunition depots and 2 material depots mean that Ukrainian units in this sector will face supply shortages. The DW station sector may be quieter in terms of personnel losses, but the equipment and logistics attrition is substantial. Over time, this will render Ukrainian forces here less capable and less mobile.
Colonel, let's turn to the operational tactical section. Russian forces struck the training and launch sites of long-range attack unmanned aerial vehicles, an ammunition depot, power and transport facilities that provides work to the Ukrainian defense industry, as well as temporary deployment areas in 149 areas. Training sites are a new target set. what is the significance of striking training facilities?
This is a significant escalation in the deep battle. Targeting training sites means Russia is now attacking Ukraine's ability to generate new drone operators and new capabilities. Training sites are where Ukrainian personnel learn to operate long-range attack drones. They are also where new tactics are developed and rehearsed. By striking these facilities, Russia is trying to disrupt the entire drone warfare pipeline, from operator training to mission planning to launch. This is a deeper layer of the campaign against Ukrainian drone capabilities. We've seen strikes on production facilities, storage sites, and launch sites. Now training sites are being targeted. This is a comprehensive effort to degrade Ukraine's drone warfare capability at every level. The 149 areas struck continues the pattern of sustained deep operations. Power and transport facilities supporting defense industry remain priority targets.
Air Defense intercepted 204 UAVs and 9 guided bombs today. A significant number, but down from recent peaks.
Yes, 204 is a significant number of intercepts. Russian air defense remains effective. The fluctuations we're seeing may reflect changes in Ukrainian launch tempo, weather conditions, or reporting protocols.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that the engagement of the Kraken Regiment in conventional defensive combat confirms that Ukraine is committing its most elite units to hold the line. This is unsustainable and represents poor use of Special Operations Forces.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.